بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Today I want to talk about how to choose the correct conjuration for you. And you should get a list of different conjurations from your sheikh. After that, the first thing you do is figure out the elemental alignment. What do I mean by elemental alignment here? You take your name and you calculate it using the abjad. Then you find your predominant element through that. Okay, so you'll find your element through the body and spirit. Then you will do that with any conjuration that you have in front of you as well. Okay, and you will figure out which one would be more suitable or aligned with your element. So you would need a couple of different conjurations because half of the work that you will find in front of you will be of fire element, the other half either fire or air, and the other half will be of water or earth. So you should have a couple of different conjurations that are of different elements. Okay, so you can work any kind of thing that comes in front of you, any situation that comes in front of you, you will be able to handle it because you have both sides. Another thing to consider is the difficulty of the conjuration that you're going to choose. What do I mean by this? This difficulty can come in different ways. It could be the length of time. So some conjurations will tell you 7 days in exercise. That's a lot easier than a 45-day operation, okay? And different people will have different abilities when it comes to that, the length of the operation. Some people can't handle fasting for 45 days and going vegan and all the rest of the rules. So keep that into consideration. Also, if you get tired easily from sitting down and doing a word for long times, then taking the longer conjurations won't suit you. So keep these things in mind when picking the conjuration that you're going to stick with. Then you have, what can I add for difficulty? Let's take the Barhatiyah for example. In difficulty, it's not just one service period, okay? For each one of the names, there's a service period. So you're going to end up with 29 different services. If you can't handle that, don't get into it in the first place. Or at least don't make it your primary one. If you can and you wish to carry on, go ahead. It's very strong. All right. Nearly Maghrib time, so I'm going to wrap this up. Make this a quick lesson and very useful. A few other things to keep into consideration is your personality. Are they aligned with you? The spirits of the specific qasam that you're choosing. So choose one that is more connected to you. One way to have the conjuration choose you is to have your sheikh go through a selection of them with you, and then he'll give you a service period for each one just to test it out. So you don't carry out the whole service period. You just take it for a short while, test it out, see if it's correct with you, and if it activates with you, then you can take it and use it if it is active with you. Wa alaikum assalam, Amir. How are you doing? So that is also an important conjuration, important consideration. personality. The Barhatiyah, let's take for example, they will either rule over you or you will rule over them. There's no halfway with them. You have to be very strong to take that on. Whereas if you pick a conjuration like King Atta and Hotariya, it'll be easier. So your personality type. If you have a more stronger personality, then you can take the conjurations that require that. Like it will change your personality if you take that up. If you do it, you will be more harsh and severe. Yes, that's correct, Amir. The Hawtariya, there's different servants of the Hawtariya, but the most famous is King Atta and Surah Al-Ikhlas, the servant of Surah Al-Ikhlas, King Atta, the Sayyid Atta. Let's look at other considerations when picking a conjuration to stick with for the long term. Type of work. Now, what type of work are we going to talk about here? Some people want to do exorcisms and have that their speciality. You'll need a different conjuration for that if someone who, let's say, wants treasure finding operations, that will be his primary concern. If your primary concern, let's say, is love work and family matters, bringing people back to removing family issues, love spells, this kind of thing, you will need a whole different work. See, some conjurations are excellent for love. Let's say lunar names, excellent for love. Asma al-Qamar here. Whereas the tahatil has two different versions. One is specifically for earth operations and treasure finding operations. One of the tahatil you would choose. The one for treasure finding operations or the one for exorcisms. And they're two separate conjurations. Eventually, at the high level of those two, it's the same people, the same spirits ruling over both at the highest level, but you're not working at the highest level if you're just starting out. So if you're just starting out, let's say if you have the sabasib, you will not be able to enter that if you're just starting out. The sabasib would require, as a prerequisite to the sabasib, you will need the dahrushiyah, at 3 levels. So you'll have 3 different levels of the dahrushiyah that you'll have to serve. You will need to serve the minor version first, then the middle version, then the major version. I'm getting a question in the chat, which is the conjuration that's good for beginners? For what? What are you trying to achieve? What is your end outcome? This is what we're covering here. So if your end goal is to go and do treasure finding operations, then you will need something like, let's say, the tahatil and the dahrushiyah. Then after you finish the dahrushiyah, you move up the different levels in the dahrushiyah, and then eventually enter into the sabasib. That would be if you want treasure finding operations. Some people don't want treasure finding operations. They would rather have something strong with exorcisms. Let's say exorcisms. you will have, let's say, Ayatul Kursi for exorcisms. Excellent. Sayyid Kindias. The one for Ayatul Kursi, that will be excellent for healing. Also, Asma Tijan. Excellent for healing and excellent at burning the jinn. What do you mean by burning the jinn? That means you will destroy any sihr that's done by burning it through this conjuration, Asma Tijan. It'll burn the jinn, it'll burn the magic, it will either kill the servant of the sihr after you fulfill the conditions and he's stubborn and does not want to get out. All of them will work for clairvoyance. And there's special conjurations for specifically clairvoyance. However, before you get into that, you will need to choose which ones you're going to work with in the end. So pick a path. There's 3 main paths that you can go down. You can go the exorcism route. Then there's the family matters route. And there's the treasure finding route. And earthwork in general. And family matters includes lost spells is included in the family matters. So after picking which one, you will need clairvoyance for each of these. This will help. Clairvoyance here will help you find where the magic is located. Clairvoyance here will help you find out what is the root cause of the problem between the couple or between the siblings that are having a fight, or between whoever, right? Clairvoyance in treasure finding operations will help you locate where the treasure is, what is guarding it, what spirits are guarding it, how to get past the spirits that are guarding it, all the rest of it. Is the Barhatiyah sufficient for general magic work? Yes. It has the difficulty considerations here. On the personality considerations, elemental, since the Barhatiyah is 28 names, which align with the 28 letters and work for all the elements, so you wouldn't have that problem. However, the difficulty will be a problem with the Barhatiyah because there's 9 different service periods for the Barhatiyah. Also, personality. Because if you're not a strong personality type, they will rule over you. It's either them ruling over you or you ruling over them. There's no halfway here. Now, clairvoyance, opening your vision. Let me go back to this clairvoyance question. There are conjurations specifically for clairvoyance, but that's something that everyone will do. So everyone will have to do that kind of conjuration. However, it will help each person with their main task. It's not the end goal. Clairvoyance is not an end goal. It's a step to help you be better at whatever main path that you're doing. So keep the big picture in mind here, okay? I can take a couple more questions if you guys have them. Then I'll wrap this up. So, just to go over everything, first you're going to need to pick your path. I'm going to want to either do healing operations and exorcisms, or family matters, or treasure finding operations. After choosing that, then I'll have the other considerations. Okay, let's say I want treasure operations. Let's say then elemental alignment, okay? If it's fire, you'll have one path to take. If it's earth or water, you'll have a different path to take. So after choosing, okay, I'm going to focus on treasure operations. I'm going to find a suitable conjuration for my element. And from the conjurations left, then work out how difficult will that conjuration be to carry out and finish. What's the length of time? How many service periods? Do I need to go into a mountain seclusion? Or is it something that can be done as a riyadha in your house and living your day-to-day life? Because some of them you need a mountain seclusion. Others you can be fine doing it in your house. Thank you very much for watching this. Any other questions? You can leave it comments when this live stream is up, and I will get back to you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.